Hello and welcome back to another episode of White Album 2. We are currently going through CODA. Everything's a mess, as I like to say, playing through CODA. Haruki and Kazusa they've become recluses, and they're ignoring all their friends and work and not answering their phones, and it's not good. So, let's just continue from here. And in the end, Kazusa mixes her own feelings into the mood that I brought back. I feel a warm drop on my arm that's wrapped around Kazusa's chest. The matter that condenses out of the humid atmosphere. It's a sensation I've felt every day these past few days.
なあ、カズサ。この前約束した旅行行こう。雪見に行こ
う。行きたいな。行けたらいいな。
行けたらじゃない。行くんだよ。明日空が明るくなったらすぐに出発だ。
明日？
俺たちのことを誰も知らない。俺たちのことを気にする人なんかいない。そんな石器時代に行こ
う。Sounds to me like you're running away from your problems, which is honestly exactly what they're doing. Two in White Album 2.
弁当買ってきたぞ。
Oh, this is such a nice train, by the way. Japanese trains, they come in all shapes and sizes, of course, but the ones with the seats that have the big window in between are usually a lot more expensive.
幕の内2つってなんて面白みのないやつ。
しょうがないだろ。他はほとんど売り切れだったんだから。
ほとんど売り切れってことは少しはあったんだろ。せめて同じの2つじゃなくて2種類買ってくる気持ちの豊かさはないのかよ。
She's got you there.
駅弁くらいどうだっていいだろ。どうせ大してうまくもないんだから。
ダメだハルキ。お前旅の醍醐味ってやつは全然分かってない。
The bentos served at train stations that they're talking about right now, ikiben, are a special type of Japanese bento. They're made to be really, really nice looking. They're special, and they're meant to mark either the beginning or the end of a trip. So, she's absolutely right. It's pretty boring to get two of the same type.
そうか？
違う種類の弁当をお互い覗き込んで相手のおかずを羨ましがったり交換したりしながら食べるのが楽しいんじゃないか。
今までのお前の態度のどこにそんな微笑ましい豊かさがあったんだよ。
いいか、これはツアーじゃないんだぞ。自分たちが楽しもうって自発的に考えなくちゃ楽しい旅なんかできないんだぞ。
そんなことは分かってるけどさ。
まあ買ってきたものは仕方ないけどさ、次からは気をつけてくれよな。
分かったよ。俺が悪かった。
それとこれ飲み物なかなか見つからなくてさ、一番奥の売店まで探しに行ったよ。
なんで2つともコーヒーなんだよ。
I love the bleeps.
うまいからに決まってるだろ。
楽しい旅をする気があるのか？つかこんなものが弁当に合うか？
I don't know, I'm with Kazusa. I always get coffee with my bento also. Just like I promised yesterday, we left as soon as the sky grew bright. Or at least that was the plan. It was a given that Kazusa wouldn't be prepared at all, but even I myself didn't have anything prepared when I woke up. Even though I would usually take care of things like that the day before. We were too busy making love after all. Oh boy.
なあ、漬物やるからデザートよこせよ。
血圧が心配だからいらない。お前も血糖値を心配しろ。
私が少しでも楽しもうと工夫してるってのに、お前ってやつは。
この煮物いける。
Not just that, we've wasted hour after hour since we first departed, and it's now past noon. First, we missed the express train when we were looking for the transfer platform. We also ended up at the wrong station and had to go back one station. Normally, I would check all the schedules in advance to find the shortest and most efficient route. But today, we have thrown all ideas of efficiency out the window. Not to mention, navigating Tokyo's train system is horrible. It's so difficult. As long as we're there by today, is what we decided on. We have plenty of time. There is no set time limit for this trip meant for just the two of us. Because we promised to always be together. Well, you know, there's someone I feel like you're forgetting. You know, the promise to always be with Kazusa. There's someone that, like, maybe you should tell. I don't know, it's on the tip of my tongue. Maybe we'll remember it later. Even when the concert ends, even when there is no reason for us to be together anymore, always. As the tall buildings grow fewer in number on the other side of the window, more and more plantations and rice paddies become visible, letting us know that we're now in the countryside. We have changed trains 3 times already since we took off from Minami Suetsugu, and it's been about an hour since we left Tokyo.
冷凍みかん食べる？
この寒いのになんてもの買ってやがる。
One way or another, we make it closer to our destination, buying nostalgic snacks from the stalls at every station the train stops at.
食べるの？食べないの？
食べない。今そんな冷たいもの食ったら腹壊すって。
In more ways than one, I feel exalted, impatient, excited, and weary about this haphazard trip. And I keep all those mixed, complex feelings closed off in my heart.
じゃあ食べさせて。
は？
But I try to act like I'm having as much fun as I can, so those feelings don't become apparent to Kazusa. Because I actually am having fun.
春樹が皮むいて。で、一房ずつ、あーんって。
So romantic and cheesy.
そんなことできるか。
チキンめ。これだから日本人は。向こうじゃ電車の中で平気でキスしてるぞ。
別に照れてるんじゃないからな。この寒いのにそんな冷たいもの触れるかってことだよ。食いたいなら自分でやれ自分で。
In complete contrast to my emotions, Kazusa is acting more assertive than ever, even though we're in public.
お前、指先が命のピアニストにあろうことか冷凍みかん剥かせよってのか？これだから素人は。
やっぱ指先冷やすのそんなにダメなのか？
いや、黄色くなるだろ。
風。
And she is just as spoiled as ever.
ほら、剥けたぞ。
あーま。
食え。お前、久々に自己中モードだな。
何が悪い？
He sounds so bored and annoyed. She's behaving like a carp who just saw treats being thrown into the water. Maybe I'm stretching it with these metaphors. I feel like this is not actually Haruki's inner monologue. This is the writer, Fumiaki Maruto's inner monologue, stretching it with these metaphors.
Oi.
Though I can almost consider that expression as accurate as any, because Kazusa put my fingers in her mouth with an unbelievable vigor. Dude, come on, you're in public. That is disgusting.
冷た。
だから言っただろ。
次。
腹壊すぞ。
黙って向け。お前はあーんだけ言ってればいいんだ。
Does she have a fetish for humiliating others in public?
早く早く。
あーん。うわっ。
Kazusa, who eats like this? Come on. Come on. I was naive to think that feeding her would be the most humiliating part. She's doing this on purpose. Guaranteed. Well, if she was doing it by accident, I would have some serious worries about her. Her goal is no longer to eat or to be spoiled.
Haruki, Haruki, 早く。
あーん。カズサ。
Her most sinister goal is to make me feel humiliated.
どうだ、ハルキ。悪くないだろ、こういうの。
カズサ。
今はここまでだけどさ。後で他のものも加えてやるからな。
She's so blunt. She's so forward.
もう一個。
I'd feel less embarrassed just kissing her. I bet the other passengers are even more annoyed by us than that previous time at the station. Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine being the person sitting behind Kazusa right now? Like, there's absolutely no way that they don't hear her. That's honestly disgusting. This is much more than just being a little more assertive.
もう一個。
In front of all these people, Kazusa has already gone all out. Jeez Louise.
ありゃりゃんりゃん。
My, my.
社長、これはちょっとだけまっずいかな。社長、あ、散らかってるからって多分空き巣とかじゃないわよ。社長ってば。私が察するに、この部屋をここまで散らかしたのはカズサ自身。社長、あなた知ってたんじゃないですか、彼女の滞在先。
Poor Miyoko. She deserves a raise. She deserves so much. She's so stressed out.
知らないわけないでしょ。雇い主兼母親なんだから。だいたいここ契約したの私だし。だったら隠さないで教えてくださいよ。私がどれだけ探し回ってたか分かってるんですか。それよりもみおちゃん、この部屋の惨状を見て何か気づくことはない？ごまかさないでください。いっつもそうやってなあなあで済まそうとする。いいところに目をつけたわね。そう、散らかっているのは服だけ。この押し入れタンスにあったものよ。で、誰と話してるつもりですか？多分急いで服を持ち出したのね。あの子も私と同じで片付けるの苦手だし。もういいです。 それでつまりどういうことなんでしょうか。
つまりね、今あの子の手元には服があるってことよ。それもどうやら数日分の。
そこから先は想像したくないんですけど。
これらのことから察するに、どうやらカズサは旅に出てしまったようね。
And the grand reason that Yoko was able to deduce that is because she herself was very much the same way and back in the day. Not that it's a good thing, but at least she's not super worried or panicking.
ほんと人の意見聞いてくれないんだから。
話は変わるけど、みゆちゃん、私この前コンサート直前に男と逃げた話したわよね。
はい、けどそれが。
あの子ってやっぱり思いっきり私の娘ってことなのかしらね。
やめてやめてやめてやめて。
おーいギターくん、君はうちの娘をどうするつもりなんだ？ちゃんと責任取る気あるんだろうな。
Well, not exactly. He doesn't seem to be taking responsibility for much.
Kazusa. Kazusa. Kazusa ってば。起きろ。
That seat does not look very comfortable to sleep in. Time passed between us that included us arguing while we had our meal, a rather intense dessert eating session. Yeah, okay, I guess you could call it that. And a rather pleasant time of chatting with one another. I gently woke her up with my right hand. She's been lying down plenty recently, but she's still pretty sleep deprived, so she leaned her head against my shoulder and fell asleep.
そろそろ目覚ましとけ。俺のクズコーヒー飲むか？
If you're wondering why I'm using my right hand, it's because my left hand is firmly entwined with hers.
あれ、もう着いた？
いや、まだあと1時間はかかる。
けど、もう夜。
トンネルだよ。
She blinks a few times, takes a good look around the train, and starts waking up. It's certainly dark on the other side of the window, which is why Kazusa thought it was nighttime. But it becomes clear that this scenery is artificial by the fact that we can see lights periodically flash by.
今は4時ちょい過ぎ。まだ夕方だ。
ならなんで起こしたんだよ。せっかくいい夢見てたのに。
そうか。いい夢ならよかった。
I heard her saying, Haruki, Haruki, over and over again in her sleep.
分かってくれたならもうちょっと見させてくれ。ついでに今度はお前の膝貸してくれ。
ダメ。起きろっての。もうあと少しでトンネル抜けるから。
やだ。こっちもあと少しだったんだ。あとちょっとで。
I can't say I like her preferring me in her dreams over the real me. Actually, what was she close to doing? Yeah, I wonder, what was she close to doing?
どうして俺が今お前を起こしたのかわかんないのか？お前、川端康成とか読んだことないのか？
誰だそれ。指揮者？作曲家？
The only types of people that exist within her brain.
黙って窓に張り付いてろ。そしてずっと外を見てろ。
こら、何すんだ春樹。
ほら、もうすぐ出るぞ。3、2、1。
やめろ。
The beautiful snowscapes.
ほら。
The landscape we were greeted with was certainly a different place from the snow country Yasunari wrote about. There was no setting sun, no blue sky, no green trees, and no exposed land to be seen out there. Between the white sky, the white trees, and the white land, the sun itself was denied an appearance behind all the thick layers of snow.
雪だ。
It was snow.
真っ白だ。
The last time we two saw it together was that night in Strasbourg. And the first time we saw it together was during Christmas 5 years ago. The night where we weren't 2, but 3.
ホワイトアルバムの。
白い雪だ。
Such a cheesy callback, but yes. Just like that time, the snow didn't gather like this in the city. And it's precisely because it's just like the last time that we feel nostalgic and happy when we look out the window. But also, we feel sadness and pain.
来たんだな。ここまで。来ちゃったんだな。私たち。
いや、まだだ。駅を降りて、タクシーに乗って、目的地に着くまでが俺たちの旅だ。
We actually came. I couldn't bring myself to contradict those words that leaked out of Kazusa. She was the one who decided. I was the one who didn't depose her. This isn't an unknown land to us. Beyond that, her choice of destination is bold and short-sighted. I feel more and more force around my left hand, held by Kazusa's right hand. We exchange our emotions without a word. Feelings now different from the ones of the two who messed around together just before. For as long as the sun is up, I could play the part of a man with common sense when others are watching me. But along with the shrinking of our fields of view to exclude everyone else, I find my correct self sinking with the setting sun. And once the sun is fully set, only Kazusa and I remain in my world. And the man who turned his back on the world, my true self, makes its entry. Very important, this is Haruki's internal monologue, his own thoughts about himself at this point. It's enough to write an essay on, for sure.
それではお食事がお済みになりましたらまたお呼びください。あと露天風呂の方は朝の5時まで入れますので。
These, by the way, these types of traditional Japanese hotels are very expensive. They'll run you anywhere from $300 to $1,000 for one night. And they're getting the package, which probably includes dinner and breakfast, which adds even more money on top of that. This is a very fancy hotel. And just so happens to be the same one from back then.
はい。
ではごゆっくりどうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
Oh, she's so pretty though. I love this outfit so much. The boiling nabe in front of us fills the room with pleasantly smelling steam.
食べようか。
Since I ate nothing but a station bento during the day, the mere smell of this delicious dish stimulates my belly immensely. Yet, now that it's finally here, I find myself completely stiff and unable to pick up my chopsticks.
変わってないな、料理。
Yes, it hasn't changed. Sashimi, tempura, chawanmushi, nabe slightly seasoned with dashi, and in the middle, cooked chicken dumplings. We already know this dish tastes delicious, though perhaps I remember it tasting better than it actually did back then.
それじゃあいただきます。
So awkward now. So awkward.
いただきます。
It's a lot of memories here. I wish they wouldn't choose places with bad memories. Both Kazusa and Setsuna seem intent on doing that. Kind of like how Setsuna insisted they go back to that same hotel every Christmas Eve, even though they had a horrible fight there. And now Kazusa chooses the same onsen hotel, even though they have memories of the three of them here. I don't know, it's like they want to torture themselves. Everyone feels so guilty, they just can't stop. It's so unhealthy. She was the one who decided. I was the one who didn't oppose her. This isn't an unknown land to us. Beyond that, her choice of destination is bold and short-sighted. Yes, this is the same inn we spent Christmas in 5 years ago.
そうだ。ビール飲むか。
じゃあ一杯だけ。
The inn that Setsuna reserved for us. The place where all three of us have powerful memories. It's a blight on those memories, an awful betrayal, and the most despicable thing we could do to Setsuna. Yeah, well, as if cheating and disappearing isn't bad enough, now you gotta trample on your good memories with her. Just awful. Yet, we couldn't avoid coming here. Well, you could have. It was very simple, just pick a different spot. But you didn't. Because this place is...
じゃあ何に乾杯しようか。
I'm very sarcastic playing through things when I'm irritated. I gotta be chill. I gotta enjoy the moment.
二人に。
It's hard to enjoy the moment. Not even Kazusa looks happy. Like, man. This is the place Kazusa and I stopped being the proper people we were. The place the love between two people ended. And the place where our mistakes began.
二人に。
乾杯。
乾杯。
あの時はメリークリスマスだったな。
やってたことは忘年会だったけどな。
やまないな、雪。
それが望みだったろ。辺り一面の雪。空から降りてくる雪。どっちも満載だ。
The white scenery we saw from inside the train continued all the way here. Whether it was through the train window, the taxi's car window, or the windows of the inn, the two of us kept looking at the thick snow as if caught in a trance.
もう一本行くか。
そうだな。もらうか。
お前、ビールじゃ物足りないんじゃないか。日本酒でも頼もうか。
ブルーハワイないよな。
季節と場所を考えろ。
あの時もずいぶん飲んだよな。
You did. It was pretty cute.
お前がシャンペンなんか持ち込むから。
みんなぐでんぐでんだった。
でも楽しかった。
そんなのお前たちだけだ。私はあの時からとっくに苦しかった。
Yeah, that's so tough.
ごめん。もう片付けてもらうか。中井さん呼んでいいか。
その前にもう少しだけこのままでいさせてくれ。
We sat opposite to each other at first, but by the time we were finished eating and drinking, she was already snuggling up next to me. She's been like this today ever since we got on the train. No, she's been like this the past few days from dawn till dusk.
なあ、明日どこ行こうか。
どこも行かない。ずっとここにいる。
わかった。
He's like, that's fine, that's what we do every day. Our plans can hardly be called typical of a vacation. But I accept it as a given and spend the day like we always do.
チェックアウト、あさってだっけ？
さっき確認してきたけどさ、延長全然平気だって。何日で。
大丈夫かよ、この宿。
まあ、観光地からは遠いし、スキー場へも微妙だし、温泉目当ての客くらいしか来ないんじゃないのか。
それ、ちっとも大丈夫だって言ってないだろ。
だからこそ、今の俺たちにとっては、かなり大丈夫だろ。
A nice secluded spot.
まあな。
何日でも、ここにいていいんだぞ。俺、一応その程度の貯金なら。
Okay. And before we dive into just how crazy this plan of theirs is, we will stop there for today. So, thank you so much for being here with me on this episode of CODA, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, hope you take care. See you!